You're tuned to Thursday Late Night Jazz. I'm Rusty Hassan, and we just heard Motherland from Color of Dreams. Yayoi Ikawa on the piano, Taishan Sori on drums, and Jim Robertson on bass. And we have Yayoi on the phone right now. Welcome to WPFW in Washington, D.C.
Thank you for having me, Rusty.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So, this is an incredible recording. It's really, Motherland was remarkable. I really played a longer piece to introduce you to our audience to get it through, and I appreciate your patience waiting on the phone for it to end, but it was marvelous. So
it's my honor.
So
thank you for playing.
Tell us about yourself. How did you get to start into music, playing the piano, and what drew you to jazz?
Well, my grandfather was a music teacher in Japan before World War II, so this is a long time ago. So after the World War II, he became accountant to support his family, but he always had a grand piano at his house. So I started playing piano at the age of 3.
Wow.
Before I read any Japanese letters, I was able to read music notes. So that's how I started, but I didn't know nothing about jazz until age of 15 when I was an exchange student in Portland, Oregon. That's where I was introduced to jazz.
And how were you introduced to it? Who were you listening to in Portland?
Well, my host family is a jazz family, and my host father, who is a jazz drummer, he bought me 2 cassette tapes of Bill Evans. Yeah, it was Waltz for Debbie and Sunday at Village Vanguard. That was my first jazz listening.
Quite an introduction, to say the least.
Yeah,
really
totally.
Some classic Bill Evans here.
Right, yeah.
And so what drew you in terms of really making that now your career? Did you go back to Japan and continue your music education?
Yeah, at that point, at the age of 15, I wasn't playing piano anymore. I did my classical training until 11. And when I visited my host family in Oregon, they were improvising daily. They were jazz drummers. The father plays drum set, and my host brother just plays all kinds of percussion instruments. So they invited me to play on the piano, even though we are not playing songs or anything. And that got me right back to music and the passion of music, my new discovery of having fun in music. So it was just eye-opening, ear-opening, mind-opening experience, even though it was just a few weeks. So I kept listening to jazz, but it was not until my college year when I was maybe 20 years old when I joined college jazz big band, and we tried to, improvise. I tried to improvise. But, without instruction. So it wasn't until when I moved to New York after the college, so I was 21, that's when I really started to study jazz.
Wow,
and,
okay.
Playing jazz, yeah.
And what year did you move to New York?
That was 1999.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've obviously established yourself in New York. Who were some of the folks that you connected with when you got there?
I was a really beginner, and I was enrolled in New School University. It's a jazz school in Manhattan. So that's where I really started to making friends, started jamming, and I met my mentor and my musical father, Reggie Walkman. So
yeah, Reggie's. I'm blessed to have Reggie as a friend for a long time now. He's just incredible.
God.
Yes.
Wow,
yeah,
that's so awesome.
He's just awesome.
I'll tell Reggie that I spoke with you.
Please do. Please
happy.
do. I appreciate that.
Yes, I will do that. Yeah, so, Reggie took me under, like his wings, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
So I took all his ensemble, and he was the first one to invited me to his professional group, and he took me to Europe to play, and it's just long years of relationship with Reggie. And from there, I met my bandmate, who you just listened to, Tyson Story and Jim Robertson.
Mm-hmm.
And just, like the city of New York, like I was out jam session every night. So that's really grew me as a musician.
Absolutely. And you certainly worked with some top-notch musicians like Michael Urbaniak, Lonnie Plaxico, Salim Washington, Frank Lacey, all people that I've had the opportunity to talk with over the years and feature their music. So, what are some of the clubs you've been playing at in New York? Where are you frequently playing?
Just all kinds of venues, but we just played. I just played with Salim Washington and Frank Lacey last night at NAMA. That's New Amsterdam Music Association.
Okay, sure.
That's 130th. So that. There's just so many like venues, that not necessarily jazz club. Last weekend I played with, Faustina Dixon. She's an incredible saxophone player.
Mm-hmm.
With Kenny Davis on the bass and Tony Lewis on the drums. And we played at the Jazz Vespa at Emmanuel Baptist Church in Brooklyn. So, yeah. It's just there are so many places.
Well, it sounds like you've recovered from the COVID pandemic shutdown fairly well. But my question that I've been asking everybody that I've been interviewing lately: how did you survive, and what did you do during that the pandemic shutdowns, and how did you survive?
I actually really. It was a good time for me. I mean, I prayed for everybody's safety and wellness, but I was able to stay at the home and write music for myself. I call it Pandemic Suite.
Okay.
So I was able to be productive at home and did live streaming concerts. I did a solo piano concert for Japan to connect between Japan and New York. I was an assistant producer for that series, so I stayed busy. So it was a good time for me.
Fantastic. So tell us about your performance on Monday night at the Arts Club of Washington, and how you connected with Burnett Thompson to pull this off.
Oh, I've been receiving fantastic piano jazz series information from Burnett for years, and I was always interested in. So it was a surprise and such honor to receive message from Burnett.
Okay.
That he asked me if I would like to open up this season. So I just said yes with that, second thought.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, totally.
So, and will you be doing mostly original compositions or a mix of original and standards? How are you going to approach your performance on Monday?
Mix of it. I have definitely many original music that I plan to include in the program. And I have some music that means a lot to me, some jazz composers' songs that means a lot to me, and I want to keep working on that. But otherwise, I do have several melodies that's hanging in my head that, that I think that's going to be here and there as a standard jazz, so I will improvise the set.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's been quite a series that Burnett has done at the Arts Club, and it's an incredible grand piano, that Steinway grand piano that they have in the performance hall, and so there's going to be a small audience for the performance, and it's also going to be streamed live. Folks can go to Burnett's website, pianojazz.com, for links to get tickets for the seated audience, or for the live stream tickets, or information on the performance. Or you can actually email Burnett at pianojazz.com. His address is Burnett at pianojazz.com to get some information from him in terms of whether or not the concert is sold out. It's been a real pleasure to talk to you, Yayoi, tonight and feature your music. I have Songbird and Soul Dances queued up.
That's a great one. Thank you for choosing that one.
Oh, yeah, no, this is a real delight to play your music tonight, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in person. I made a point that I'm going to make it out to catch the show on Monday night.
That's
so
great. So I so look forward to seeing you there, and some of the listeners.
I've been interviewing I think all of the artists that have performed at the Arts Club since the inception of the series. So I really, all praises to Burnett for what he's done, and I certainly won't miss this one. So again, here's Songbird and Soul Dances. Yayoi Ikawa, thank you so much for talking with us tonight, and I will see you on Monday.
Thank you so much, Rusty. I look forward to meeting you in person.
See you then.